Hello YouTube, Mark here. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. And yeah, to pass some of the Christmas, post-Christmas holidays, I thought it would be very nice to play some of this. Ridge Racer 5. Ridge Racer 4 is actually my favorite racing game, but Ridge Racer 4 is actually a very early game on the PlayStation 2. It was released on in 2000, and it's also a port of an arcade machine, I believe. It is compatible with the DualShock controller, the Neocon controller, which is a sort of a twisting controller, and the Jog-Con that was also supporting Ridge Racer Type 4. So I'm going to stick it in the drive and power on the PlayStation and capture it through the AverMedia capturing device to see if that actually works. So yeah, without further ado, let's go take a look, check it out, or whatever. Okay, so I reckon let's press start, and this is of course by Namco, which is a very fine company, and this is part of the intro sequence. Rich City FM 7805. That's the station that we're listening to, and yeah, back then the PlayStation was just out. The lady with the hair, that was actually quite something special. Animated hair with separate strands of hair being animated. That was really, you know, what the PlayStation was all about, the emotion engine and separately animated pieces of hair, strands of hair, and of course digital tits and ass. Okay. Okay, enough about that digital babe, which of course is the center piece, the centerfold of any Ridge Racer game. And yeah, I believe this game actually comes on a CD instead of a DVD, and yeah, it feels much like the later games, the later Ridge Racer games, and it's really fast. So let's load up again. So if things are going all right, I have a memory card. Perhaps not load a game, but do a new entry, so you can actually see the menu system for that as well. Normal difficulty level, and let's go for Lactobacillus. Okay, so you know, this is just how I play my games, and yeah, nothing fancy. Lactobacillus P. Let's go for P. And then OK. Okay, and let's go for my own name, Mark. R and a K, and press OK. Let's type the standard car, yes. Save game data, yes. Now checking. Select well, just overwrite it. Now saving. I really am rediscovering this game actually, because I haven't played it a lot. I got the PlayStation 2, but I was at a point in time where I actually was still heavily involved in the PlayStation 1 and Ridge Racer Type 4. And yeah, I'm playing the Grand Prix here. That's more or less similar to the Grand Prix that you find in Ridge Racer Type 4. And the cars are pretty much similar. There's no background story to this game. I'm not sure whether or not that is a good thing or it's a bad thing. It's just a different game, and it really shows off some of the early PlayStation 2 fancy graphic things, and yeah, you'll see in a bit. So what you have is depth of field, motion, blur, hot air. Okay, so let's see if I can. Yeah, I'm playing with the analog stick here. It plays a lot faster than the Ridge Racer Type 4 on the PlayStation 2. 1, I mean. This on the PlayStation 2 is really, it feels really twitchy when you first play it. But it's really fast, and it's actually quite a bit faster than the later games, the games on the PlayStation Vita, or the one on the Xbox, the single outing on the Xbox, or the PlayStation 3. This game feels more, I don't know, it feels a bit faster, and it's quite difficult to master. The AI of the cars is actually pretty good, I think, and the cars really get in your way, and they actually give you quite a challenge. So, and yeah, it's a bit of an adrenaline rush, and that yellow car, I hate it. It's always getting in my way. So look at that. The start bit and this bit in most Ridge Racers, you can actually find this bit back. So there's a lot of familiar elements and familiar corners to be found in this game. But instead of opening up onto a bridge, we open up onto Ridge City. And the exterior car view may be something you guys will enjoy, but it's not something I enjoy, so I'm gonna switch back. Yeah. So the way the game works is basically like any other Ridge Racing game. It's just a Grand Prix, and you have to finish at a certain position in order to make it to the next round. And I think in this round you can actually end up being third or less. And if you make it third spot, you'll be able to progress to the next stage, and we'll just have to see whether or not I'll be quick enough to be able to make it. I actually beginning to doubt that, because I am not really making any progress here, so I may have to try it again. I just want to show you guys the first first Grand Prix. There's a couple of them. I'm just playing with a standard DualShock joystick, and yeah, which I think is the best way to control it. And I became fourth. So look at the replay here. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is with all the sparks flying around, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. So compared to the PlayStation 1, this actually looks a lot better. Oops. Looks a lot better. Next, okay, so finishing fourth is not bad for the first race. So let's move on to the next leg of the race. The Frontal Grand Prix, 4 rounds, regular mode. So I managed to go to round number 2, outer pass, and take a look at the graphics. They're quite similar to the ones found on Ridge Racer Type 4, at least a bit inspired by them, I guess. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of PlayStation games out there that are a lot fancier looking, better looking, and this is quite an early game, but yeah, I really think this is a great looking game, and it's becoming one of my favorites, actually. I've been playing this a bit more the past couple of days, and yeah, I'm really beginning to like this. And the good thing is I got this double, so a copy of this is actually going to to Tony, Electric Adventures, along with some others. And the thing with this game is that you really have to. I mean, oops. Yeah, you don't grind into the sides of the road. That's a given. No, but the main thing about this game is that you actually try to get ahead in the race as quickly as possible and maintain your lead for as long as possible. And oops. Yeah, so this is actually quite a familiar track, I think, for a lot of people. And here you have to drift a bit. Yeah, it's a nice mixture of drifting and steering, you know, without drifting and braking, getting the proper lines, hitting the proper lines, and yeah, I mean it's amazing looking, you know, considering the hardware and the time it came out. I mean, this is only 1 year later after Ridge Racer Type 4 on the PlayStation 1, and it's looking so much better. So it's really smooth. I'm not sure whether or not my capture device will be able to make this into a nice capture. It may be a bit lacking in color. Perhaps there are some MPEG artifacts and perhaps even a resolution thing that is going on. I'm using the AverMedia capture card, which is basically best at grabbing HD stuff, but it comes with a PlayStation 3 lead, a component lead that actually also works with the PlayStation 2. So I'm actually running this on my fat PlayStation 2 with whoops. So you can actually do two things here. You can actually depress the brake, or just leave the gas, and you'll be able to get into some sort of drift. Whoops. And yeah, with the PlayStation 4 coming out, I am really beginning to like the PlayStation 2 a lot more, actually. Perhaps because it's becoming more of a retro console, but you can actually contest that terminology for the PlayStation 4, because this year there was actually a new release for the PlayStation 4. I believe it was EA's FIFA 2014 even. Whoops, I really didn't do well there. And that's not winning any contests either. Yeah, I think I'm second, so I guess that's good enough. But I'm dying to become first. Becoming first in the Ridge Racer Type 4 is actually quite a lot easier to do than in this game, and it's all about tight cornering and a bit of drifting and not hitting the wrong spots. So I become spot number 1. So yeah, that is a good thing. So managed to get to the next round, I guess. Cool. Okay, so we have a little bit of replay, and that does look rather nice, but I'm not sure if I want to be showing all the replay. So yeah, let's move on next. So it will be the next lap that we'll be seeing. Frontal Grand Prix, 4 rounds, round 3 above the city. A bit of loading here. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm really getting back into PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. I recently got an NTSC PlayStation 1 from the Crow. Thank you very much, sir, for that. Got a great selection of games for that. And yeah, I've also acquired an NTSC PlayStation 2, PlayStation 2 Slim, to be able to play some NTSC games on that as well. And yeah, let's see if I'm able to pass that. Oops. Yeah, the AI in this game is actually a lot nicer than the other games. It seems a bit more. Yeah, a bit better. Not sure how I can else describe it. Yeah, the tracks are actually. Whoops. Yeah. At the same time, collision detection and AI is kind of iffy because they really can squeeze into in between you and the concrete, the side of the road. Yeah, in a way that is actually not physically possible. So you really have to close up the line between you and the space between you and the side of the road if you don't want any of the AI drivers to come through. Yeah, so what I was saying is I'm really getting back into my PlayStation 1 and also PlayStation 2 and enjoying a little bit of PlayStation 3 on the side. And I think it has to do with the fact that yeah, the PlayStation 2 has become a bit more retro, even with the current release of FIFA 2014 still out there. Don't think there will be any more commercial PlayStation 2 releases. Yeah, so I got a PlayStation 2 Fat, I got a PlayStation 2 Slim, PAL one, NTSC one, and I've really enjoyed the brand, the PlayStation brand, and I'm really curious after PlayStation 4, but I'm not gonna get one just yet. Just because there's not that many killer apps out there for it yet. There's no Gran Turismo. I would love to see a Ridge Racer on it, and some other games for it. So the moment it's readily available, you can pick one off the shelf, and there's PlayStation 4 discs in the bargain bin. I'll be getting a PlayStation 4. Damn yellow car. It's very close behind me. I hope I don't stuff up here. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, a lot of the tracks are actually quite familiar, and you'll be able to find this particular track in later instances. No. Why did I grind into the side of the road? I didn't like the paint on my car. Yeah, playing a game and talking at the same time is quite hard. And as you can see, actually multitasking like this gives a performance that is, well, whoops, I have trouble steering, let me tell you. Right. Okay. So I'm fourth place. I really need to advance a bit more because I won't make it until the yeah, I will make it in the next round if I'm not advancing just to, third place or second place. I think it's not explained properly. At least I didn't see any proper explanation on what is actually the minimal finishing position in order to advance to the next stage of the of the race, but we'll see. I don't think this will be enough. Let's press the start button. Yeah, I gotta retry. So I finished 4. So I really need to be a bit better here, because you guys want to see me finish this race, or finish this Grand Prix at least. Perhaps, you know, perhaps most of you guys already have turned off the video, and the 2 that are left watching this will probably scratch their heads and think, my god, is he gonna race that track again? Yes, I am. And whoops. Well, I'm not winning like that. And that's this blasted yellow car in the way again. But you really get a sense of speed and a sense of pursuit. Whoops. And as you can see, they really get in front of you, so I like that. And that's something that is not repeated in later Ridge Racing games, which is Ridge Racer games, which is a shame. At least not to that extent, I guess. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Ridge Racer. I think I have every game except for the arcade ports, of course. But yeah, I got every game out there for it on the consoles, and yeah, I mean, being a huge fan of the series doesn't necessarily mean that you are an excellent player of it, as you can see. Yeah, this is actually a bit of the track that you don't actually have to brake. If you steer correctly, you don't even have to brake a lot. So, 6th. Well, it's not bad if I can advance upon that. Oh, that blasted yellow car yet again. And I think it's right behind me. Whoops! I think it's actually bumping me. Hideous little thing. Yeah, for an early PlayStation game, this really looks very nice. Perhaps they could have done something more with the textures, I'm not sure, but I mean, if you look at this from a PlayStation 1 perspective, this is actually quite amazing and very fast. So I guess I'm progressing through the PlayStation consoles completely at my own pace. Recently rekindled my interest into the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, finally getting the hang of my PlayStation 3. I got myself a Vita actually, and I'm actually quite enjoying that as well. Very cool console. It really is halfway between a PlayStation 2 and a PlayStation 3, I think. It's a lot more powerful than the PlayStation Portable. And I've actually got some PlayStation portable games on the Vita. Got a huge 32GB memory card for it, so yeah, that's a very nice portable game. Actually, I've been using the Vita more than my Android handheld games, and yeah, I got an Archos Gamepad number 2, and I wanted to compare it to the Gamemid and the JXD, and I can't say I'm really pleased with the Archos Gamepad. I mean, it really looks very nice, and it has a very nice textured feel. It has a glass faceplate, how do you say it, a front, which really makes it a lot like a PlayStation Portable or PlayStation Vita. But one of the analog knobs on my Archos Gamepad actually has a loose spring, so it doesn't reposition itself horizontally. Vertically it's not a big thing, but horizontally it just tends to stick in a certain direction. And you know, just out of the box, it having such a fault really says something about quality control here. And yeah, I compared it to the Gamemid, and I actually didn't see any advantages. Some of the games, the what is it? The game mapping buttons, the game mapping was actually a lot worse than oh, whoops. Next, yeah. So, I mean, I'm doing a rant on the Gamemid, or talking about the Gamemid and Android, and I'm just, you know, finishing and progressing. So that's cool, isn't it? So, but yeah, the Android gaming. I mean, Android isn't really a system that really is meant for gaming. I think. I mean, a lot of the units have issues reading the buttons in time, lag. The Gamemid is a good exception, and perhaps the Shield as well. Sadly, the Nvidia Shield isn't available in my neck of the woods. And yeah, I think this may actually be the last race, I'm not sure, but let's concentrate on the driving for a bit. So, yeah, so the thing is that you really have to pass those cars, overtake those cars very early on. So this is actually not bad. Positioned at number 5. The coloring of this track really reminds me of the second track on the Ridge Racer Type 4. The sun is setting, the reds. But of course, this is a completely different part of the Ridge Racer world, and yeah, I like how the tracks are consistent in this game. Whoa, that was a whoops. Okay, just only nipped the side of the road there, so I didn't lose any speed. Doing excellent here, if I say so myself. Yeah. So there's really a sense of urgency. Whoops. Whoops. Oh man. Yeah. It's difficult. I mean, if you focus on the car in front of you a bit too much, then you tend to make some errors. But if you focus on the road too much, the car in front of you will just get away from you. So you have to do both. And yeah, I really love this track. I like the way the car handles. You have to get a feel for it a bit, but if you've played a bit, this bit, I'm not sure if it's steering or drifting, which you have to do here. But I'm losing a bit of. Yeah, he's gaining on me. Well, I have 2 more laps to go, so I mean, I did pretty good here. So if this is the final lag, which I think it is, I'll have enough time to. Oh, that's not good. I have enough time to. Oh, whoa! He's still ahead of me. Yeah, I'll have enough time to gain on him. I mean, I have 2 laps left, so if I can remain in this position and just wait until I'm able to pass him. Oh, this is just too tight. I'm not. Whoa! This is cool. Okay, so and now I have to stay ahead. And being in the first position always is very agitating, because if you make a single mistake, you're overtaken. So this still is fun. Whoops! Oh, almost oversteered there. Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna screw up here. Yeah, so this bit you can actually steer into. Oh. Okay, so I think I'm advanced quite enough for the opponent not to overtake me. After just one minor mistake, but oh, this is not going well. Am I going to be overtaken? Okay. Yeah, I think you slow down if you hit that bit on the right, but right. Okay, so this is an easy part. Not too much to the right, and straight left. Yes. Okay. Okay. Oh man, another lap. Oh. Okay. Well, we'll manage to stay ahead. I feel someone breathing down my neck, but yeah, even recording a video and talking at the same time in a foreign language, and you know, I think I'm doing pretty cool here. Okay. Right. Okay, so this bit you can, if you steer into it properly, you don't have to. Actually don't have to drift, but I'm drifting here because I'm afraid I may lose too much speed. So yeah. I'm the red triangle on the map, and my opponent is the yellow one, and there's quite a bit of distance in between them, so I'm pretty safe, but for the moment. Right. No, left. Oh. Oh man. Yeah. So yeah, I'm supposed to talk over this footage, of course, because otherwise YouTube is gonna not want to recognize this as a, how do you say that? I have to drift here. Yep. Yeah, it's a gameplay and talk, of course. So I'm drifting here. Oops. Oh. Bumping into the side, but I guess my opponent is quite a bit behind. I'm really a bit nervous here. I'm all tensed up here. Okay, almost there. Okay, it's so easy to screw up here. Okay, yeah, I'm home. Yes, this is cool. So, yep, I finished. This is cool. A bit of replay here. Yeah, this is one heck of a cool game. I haven't seen many videos, and I'm not sure if people actually like this game, but I think it's a bit of a hidden gem. I think it's very much worth playing because the game mechanics are a bit different from the other Ridge Racers. I mean, they're similar, but it's quite a different game in its own right. So, yeah, look at that. It really looks very nice. Very cool. Very, very cool. That's a bit around the beach. Yeah, okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. If I say so myself. Okay. I finished first. Cool. And I get a prize. So, very nice trophy there. It's some sort of angel winged thingy. A thingy. Well, yeah, so there we have it. I won. Okay, so we saved some gaming data, and we're loading the next bit. I think you know what I'm just gonna show you the other yeah, let's overwrite. I think I might show you the a bit of the next Grand Prix. Just, you know, as a, I mean, this video is over half an hour long anyway, so who's gonna watch that, you know? Only me, perhaps. So I've driven 80 kilometers, and I've won the standard class, and I got a new car, and blah 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 blah. There's some new techniques that you can use. So here's my new car, and I really like the effect. The first time I saw this on the PlayStation 2, I really was amazed by what it can do. I mean, it can do a lot of lighting effects that weren't possible on the PlayStation 1. And actually, this is much. I mean, it has a lot more trickeries up its sleeve than the Dreamcast, which actually also came out. Actually, the Dreamcast was the reason for me not getting totally absorbed by my PlayStation 2, because I was into my PlayStation 1 and actually the Dreamcast. When it came out in the Netherlands, it already almost was on its last legs. And yeah, let's do the extra Grand Prix, the Bravery Grand Prix, and show you how far I get. Yeah, the Bravery Grand Prix. So, I mean, the Dreamcast, select my car. Yeah, that's just a single car that I can select, so I'm not sure why you would give me this option, but it looks good. And yeah, and a nice engine, the KA30 whatever, and I want to have it on manual. So yeah, so the Dreamcast really got a lot of my attention back in the early 2000s, and the PlayStation. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was into my PlayStation. I got a ton of games for it, but yeah, somehow I was distracted by the Dreamcast, and yeah, the Dreamcast and then the original Xbox, actually, they all came too fast, and I really, oh, look at that. I really had a tough time focusing, so I didn't focus for a bit. So I played some Dreamcast games, and I did some PlayStation games, and yeah, I actually started training, doing a lot of work and night shifts and stuff, so I didn't have a lot of time to game and to put a lot of time into game. Oops. This car really is behaving differently. It actually pulls into a drift of its own if you just steer, so there's a different point of gravity or something. So you really have to, this actually feels a bit more like the older games. Yep. So, yeah, so I didn't have a lot of time to actually, put hours and hours into gaming and progressing and what have you. I remember playing Zelda, the Twilight Princess on the GameCube, and I had a hard time, concentrating, focusing, and whoops. Yeah, I'm having a hard time concentrating now. Of course, the Twilight Princess came out a lot later, but I had a hard time focusing on games that you had to put a lot of time in. So games like this, racing games and arcade games, really were my go-to games for a long time. And even now, I mean, it's Christmas weekend or the weekend after Christmas, and instead of delving into an RPG or a Zelda game, I'm just I'm playing my racing games and my arcade racing games, and even doing a video on it. How's that? I think in a way it's easier, but yeah, I do plan on getting into putting some more time into putting some more time into games that actually take some time to get further in. I can't say I'm doing bad here. I'm actually doing quite well. Third. And not sure if that is enough in this Grand Prix. And the Ridge Racer Type 4, your position. Whoops. It's that yellow car again. Blasted thing. And Ridge Racer Type 4, your number would actually, your position number would actually be yellow the moment you you had a, whoops, I'm really screwing up here. It was yellow if you had a high enough position, and now you don't know. There's nothing to indicate if you're high enough. So it may be the case. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Almost the last stretch, I think. Whoops. Whoops. Oh. Yeah. So, I mean, this is not how to play the game. This is a way to play the game, but it's not the best way to play the game. So, let me see. Rank 13. That's a lucky number. Third. That was good enough. So, let's see if we can progress. And I think I must be over 40 minutes now. No one is actually going to watch the entire video, but you know, who cares? Well, at least I do. So, loading times and good times, bad times. Yeah, I'm just, you know, it's just a waffle. Oh, Christmas. Yeah, I didn't get a lot of gaming related items for Christmas. I got a nice set of Minecraft stockings from my sister, and at least she gave me a Living Colors mini lamp, and yeah, that's about it. I mean, Christmas, I mean, this year is well, let me tell you, this year, 2013, has been the year from hell. A lot of horrible things have happened to my family, and are still happening to my family. But also a lot of good things have happened. So it's a year with a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and I really am very grateful if this blasted year is going to be finished, and I'm hoping that 2014 will actually be a year that that is more favorable. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of good things happened. I mean, I have a roof over my head, I have a job, I've got, you know, I don't have any money problems, you know, so I consider myself really fortunate. Whoops. And I hope a lot more people will actually get into a position that they don't have to worry about getting food on the table, or how to pay their bills and stuff like that. Worry about health and stuff. Yeah, that's something you can hardly avoid, because health, yeah, one moment you have it and the other moment you don't, and that's something that is quite scary. I don't think with the topic I'm actually discussing and have in my head, I don't think I'm concentrating on the driving enough here. I think we'll just may still have a chance, but yeah, there's a bit of pop-up in this game, as you can see, but this is quite reminiscent of the track in Ridge Racer Type 4, the night track. But the way that I'm bumping into the side of the road, nah, this ain't gonna work, I think, but we'll see. Would be cool if I can pass him, but I don't think I will. So just a single lap left, almost near the finish. Okay, so the last lap. Well, being at position 6 of 14, I still have to have almost half of the field, the playing field, to catch up on. And with 2/3 of the track time over, this is pretty much a lose-lose situation, I think. Especially if I'm hitting the sides like that. I'm not gonna give up. Just keep on driving. Like so. Yeah, this is an underrated game. I think a lot of more people should actually, you know, check out this game. It's really it's really fun, and it's tough. I mean, it's a lot tougher than most other Ridge Racer games, I think. And I like it. I like it a lot. Me likey. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, this track in the dark, it's different than this track in the light, so it's kind of disorienting. And I'm not doing very good here. No, in fact, I lost. So it's I think this is the end of the video. I won't retry. I'm just gonna quit it. Yes. And it says, game over! Well,